Cameron Johnston here with Cats Talk, checking in after Kentucky's first spring scrimmage under Will Stein has just concluded. One that was full of storylines and seemed one they got about 30 to 40 plays in there of full tackle live football, which live football, man, nothing sounds better. And as Kentucky is renovating all of Kroger Field here, you can't see it on the camera, but they have taken all of the bleachers out of the sideline here and of the upper deck, and that is all going to be replaced. But spring practice, that's why we're all here. Kenny Minchey, man, I am floored with just how intelligent, how just well-spoken this young man is. And it seems like someone you want leading your football team. And I can't imagine somebody better at the helm than a guy who pushed Carr to the limits last year and almost won that starting job at Notre Dame. And anytime you hear someone speaking about Kenny Minchey, whether it's Joe Sloan, whether it's Will Stein, they're always talking about how ahead of schedule he is, how he's grasping everything at such a high level, and it feels like he's been in their system for a couple of years, and really it's just been a couple of months. And Kenny Minchey is quick to turn the spotlight onto anyone else, giving praise to guys like Martellus Carter, who came in last year as four-star recruit, and he's playing both ways this year. It's something Will Stein alluded to. He's been getting a lot of snaps at running back. And let's go ahead and talk about that running back position here a little bit. Javonte Barnes, C.J. Baxter coming in from Oklahoma and Texas respectively. These guys have huge injury histories, guys that have been banged up throughout their college career. They did not participate in this scrimmage here today. Will Stein basically has got them bubble wrapped. He knows they've got what it takes. He's seen it on tape in the SEC. He just wants to get them to fall healthy. Same thing with Nick Anderson from LSU and Oklahoma. Those are the three guys it seems like he has kid gloves on them. He's not going to push them out here too much. They're all healthy. They're all doing everything in individual drills. But when it comes to full contact things, it seems like Will Stein is going to hold those three guys out for the foreseeable future. Back to Martellus Carter, having a two-way player, having a guy with that athleticism, that shiftiness, be able to hopefully contribute on both sides of the ball, something I am really looking forward to. It seems like that was something that the previous staff just wasn't accustomed to doing. It didn't feel like they were putting guys in places to succeed, and it seems like that's something that this staff is already taking full advantage of. Let's hope the camera doesn't fall. It's wobbling, so if you see me moving and bopping each way and around, who knows what's going on. But something that Ty Bryant mentioned, and he mentioned how he talked about his offseason, talked about how, he could transfer. He led the league in interceptions last year. He could have picked where he wanted to have gone. He decided to stay here, and a lot of that was because of Will Stein. He mentioned Jay Bateman took him and his family on a dinner, and that was something that really stuck with him and got him to buy back in. He's mentioned how there's so many changes just in verbiage and how many different schemes and sets that they're using under Jay Bateman. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the defense looks like. We know Bateman from Texas A&M, from North Carolina, and from his days at Army. But it'll be interesting to see how he can use this team of, we got some stays, some returners, we got some guys who left. And then you got defensive line, guys like Marquise Humphrey-Grace, you're looking to take big steps. It's going to be very interesting to see what this Kentucky defense looks like specifically with Jay Bateman, because he's known to get the most out of what he has. And the way he performed at A&M the past couple of seasons leads me to believe he'll do that with this group too. But Kentucky will have two more spring scrimmages. Obviously, the big spring game, which will be here on Saturday, April 18th. Cats Talk Pod will be here. Jacob and I will be here in attendance. Until then, Big Blue Nation, we'll try and keep you as up to date as possible. Any breaking news, any press conferences, we'll be here to break it down. So follow and subscribe, Cats Talk Podcast, or anywhere you get your podcast. With that being said,